Hey everyone, we're here with Simon and what's the guitar player's name?
Brandon,
Brandon. You told me that. I'm sorry.
don't
Uh,
worry.
uh, from Tracheotomy. Dudes, I greatly appreciate you both like joining me today. I know it's been a shitty day on the road for you all.
Yeah, on an off day, where it's supposed to be like chilling.
Chill. Yeah,
Yeah, but that's what the second half of the day is for. So
for sure. Um, so you guys are based out of Florida, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
like
South
South
Florida.
Florida.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's probably hot as shit down there right now, huh?
yeah, it's just hot everywhere, but it's just hot there like almost the whole year.
You
Yeah.
just can't.
So like we don't really get winter or anything.
Yeah. I used to work, I'm old. I used to work in a warehouse years ago and we had a warehouse Jacksonville maybe, and they got a little bit of ice, like an eighth of an inch of ice, and everything shut down and we're like, what the fuck is going on? What is wrong with you guys? It's just a little bit of ice.
Yeah, Floridians can't adapt to that shit. Like I remember we got a cold front one time that was like pretty intense, and I saw like a snowflake emblem on the dashboard of my car, and I was like, I'm never gonna see that again.
Like, what the hell is that? So, for you guys, when you got into music, who were some of the bands that really like grabbed you and made you go, man, I want to do that?
For me, I'd say it was always like harm. It's kind of like was Harm's Way is what started it for me because I was very much like it was like Harm's Way, even like the Suicide Silence stuff because I wasn't big into like a deathcore until I fully wasn't like Trach, but then also like a Russian old band called like Taking Your Last Chance. Like that's another band that's like
Yeah, that's a deep cut.
that's like insane to me.
Right on. What about you, Simon?
I would say, well, the first metal band I ever heard was Killswitch Engage, and that kind of like opened up my perspective on the genre because I grew up in like a very religious household that thinks like, my God, that's all like the devil and shit, and like you shouldn't listen to that. But it's like WWE, and when you're 11 years old, it's like badass.
Yeah.
And then for deathcore, obviously like Whitechapel, Oceano. Uh, I mean, some deep cuts like The Oppressor, Jerome, and I guess like a South Florida band, not deathcore, Thick as Blood, and
Hmm.
Implosive Disgorgence from South Florida. They were like big inspo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Inspo. So, dude, like, I'm like talking to my kids right now. I'm like, I don't get it. I'm at that age where I'm like, what? Like, I
Yeah.
know, my parents were probably the same way, but I'm pushing 50. Uh,
Or,
and like, I think a lot of the deathcore to me is still like, it's still relatively new. I
yeah.
I love the shit out of like old school death metal. Obviously like Cannibal Corpse
Yeah.
and
With Whitechapel's direct support on that.
yeah, and
Yeah.
Revocation was on that,
Yeah.
fuck, what was the other one? Oh, Shadow of Intent.
Yeah.
Damn.
I think that tour went to our hometown,
Yeah, it was
Lauderdale.
2022, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Um,
was that was a good fucking tour.
yeah. So, yeah, I mean, your era was probably like some, I mean, Cannibal Corpse, Death,
Yeah.
some Hate Eternal. You ever heard of that?
Yep. Hate
Yeah.
Eternal. I'm trying to look at my records across the fucking room to call out some names and I
Yeah.
can't see. I'm like, "Oh shit." Uh but yeah, so it was a lot of that. There was a lot of thrash for me also. Exodus, of course, Metallica, Slayer, Anthrax, Megadeth were, they call them the big four for a reason. Um, which is like, it's like a gateway drug. It was my marijuana into the real heavy shit. Um, so that was cool. Uh, now for you guys, like how long has tracheotomy been together?
I would say 3 years.
Okay.
It started as like a joke, like an internet joke band in what 2021, mid 2021, and then we just put a video up on Twitter, and it started to get a lot of views, and then we were like, oh, we should like drop a song, like a good song, and see how people like it, and then from there we just started taking it more serious, like day by day.
Hell yeah. How do you guys um I know the new EP just came out with on 11/26. Up until that point, I assume you guys were doing everything yourself, right?
Yep, everything.
How
And
was how was that? Because you guys are, I mean, you guys are pretty young in my old ass eyes, and I hope you don't take offense to that, you know?
no, I mean that's one of the hot topics of the band. It's like uh we just dropped like the LCY video, and someone commented like he looks too young to have that much juice, and that's just been like a thing. People say that, and yeah, our bassist Vendo, who's also here, like looks pretty young too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How old are you guys?
we're all like 22,
Yeah,
23.
22, about to be 23.
Okay.
Yeah.
But dude, my age perception is way off. You know, I'm thinking you guys are like 17, 18.
Yeah, we look. I mean, to be fair, we do look that young. So,
That's a compliment, though.
yeah,
I'll
I
take
mean,
it.
hopefully by the time I'm like 35, I can still look
20.
22.
Yeah.
Hope Deathcore doesn't stress us out. No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
our van is.
Dude, it's definitely not the music that stresses you out. It's all the bullshit that goes with it, you know, the long drives and the stress when the van breaks down, or you know, the label wants to try and joke you around or whatever, you know.
Our AC just blew out. It's been blowing like hot air. So it literally feels nicer to have the windows down. And we have leather seats, so our like sweaty skin will just stick to it. It's disgusting.
Well, I mean, right now the AC was blowing cold on the way to Louisville. The AC is like this up and down. Like one day it'll decide it wants to blow cold. The next it's like I'm gonna give it to you really hot, and it of course happens on the hottest days of the tour. So we're really like just struggling basically.
Have you guys tried to recharge it at all?
We've done
Oh yeah, like
possibly
twice.
everything
Yeah.
for this van.
We got a part from Ford that was like $260 and got it like entirely replaced, and it still didn't like work. I mean, that actually reminds me, I got to dispute that charge today. I was waiting until today to do it because there's like a 3-day grace period or some shit like that.
That sucks. Well, don't forget to do that. Get your money back.
Yeah.
You're telling us, man.
Yeah. Well, no, and it's hard, right? Because you guys are still a pretty new band. So I'm assuming that, you know, the shows aren't, you know, obviously you're not making thousands of dollars every night.
Yeah.
How's the turnout been on the road?
It's been a test for sure because a lot of these venues we've been to on recent tours, and it goes to show like how many people truly come out and support, stay late for us because we're headlining,
Yeah.
and buy shirts.
Cheese pizza, you want pineapples, vegetables, or
Yeah.
anything? Just not meat. You're cool with anything? Just not plain cheese.
Give me cheese, buddy.
He's asking what kind of pizza I want.
What kind of pizza are you getting?
Cheese.
Just want plain cheese.
Okay.
Keeping it simple for everybody.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm in the middle of something. I don't want to have to decide on that right now.
I got shit
Yeah.
going on, fucker. Figure it out.
But yeah, I mean, it's I think doing our headliner is different than like doing the metal guy tour that we were just on, because we make music for moshers and people who want to dance, you know, like make moshing a threat to the people near them, which we think is awesome. And that's what it's been. And when we go on tour under a support band or under like another band, we're like catering to their crowds and like just doing what we want, like how we want it. It's really nice.
So just coming from, you know, like experience, even when you're support for someone else, do what you're gonna do. That's how
Yeah.
you win those fucking crowds over.
Yeah.
You know, you'd be surprised at how many people will actually cross over, right? Especially like a lot of the old heads. We dig, you know, we dig a lot of the newer music coming out when it
Yeah.
comes out, and it like you guys are heavy as fuck, and I feel like the pit would be violent as shit.
Yeah.
So
I
my
mean, I'd say the turnouts aren't bad. I mean, it's like for our first headlining tour, I'm pretty impressed by who's there and how many people who are seeing, even just seeing like a bunch of the amount of older people that you wouldn't expect to really like listen to you guys. I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
even the people who stay, you expect are there for the locals and then watch us at the end and stuff, like that kind of stuff is awesome. You
Yeah.
never really like to experience it as a headlining first tour is pretty humbling.
yeah, I'm glad you guys are having that experience, right? Because it's fucking hard. You to go out on you know a headlining tour, your first tour or your 10th tour or your 100th tour, and it's almost always the same thing. Like, fuck, I hope tonight's good.
Yeah. Peak headliner too. Or no, peak summer. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
Peak summer. And it's like been brutal. And we are the first ones to arrive and the last ones to leave at every venue. It's a lot of work. I mean, this is what we want to do though. So like we said yesterday at the venue, like last night, I gotta keep it real. It was not the most packed show. It was kind of dead. But I mean, we kept our hopes up, played as if it was packed, sold out, and all told each other one day that we're gonna sell out that room. So
hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's you know, and that's how you got to play it, dude. Like it's you get out there like kudos to you for going out and doing the tour as a headliner as such a new band. Like you guys are barely 3 years old at this point. Like I know bands that have been together 20 years and they're like, yeah, we're not gonna try and headline anything. Cool, right? Like
yeah,
it's different for everyone, but someone who's willing to take that chance and go out and headline and do this shit. Do you guys have a booking agent or did you do it yourself?
Yeah, we have a booking agent.
Okay.
Jake Zimmerman from Sound Talent.
All right. Well, you got a little help there, which I'm sure helps, you know, guide you guys. So
yeah,
it's a little piece that's kind of off your table, but
sure.
you know,
Learned a lot of logistic stuff by like doing our drop counts every night and like checking pre-sales and settling. I'm doing the tour managing for the package. And we're like learning a lot.
yeah. Do you guys, is it just the band or do you guys have merch people and sound people and shit like that?
Just the
No.
band right now. I mean, we
Okay.
were thinking about having a sound guy, but just things didn't work out more like because he was going to go on another tour. So we
Yeah.
think eventually we'll get to one, but it's, you know, right now I think we can handle everything on our own. It's like pretty simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and right now, right, these first few years are going to be very important. In my mind, it's going to be really important to you guys that you don't spend money that you don't necessarily have. You know, so if the clubs can provide a sound guy, then fucking eat it up while you
Absolutely.
can, you know?
Yeah. That was one of our points for like not taking the sound guy on this run. Just because like we're still young and like new. Want to see how it goes. Like first, just doing the house sound every night, and I guess until like our guarantees start getting a little higher, we're not gonna get a merch. Definitely not a merch person. Like we love doing it,
I like talking to
but like driver for like the longer tours is very helpful.
Yeah.
And house or no sound guy can like eliminate a lot of potential problems, you know. So
Yeah.
definitely looking forward to getting one.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you guys will get there. You just keep grinding like you are. You know, that's the fucking important thing. I think that's where a lot of bands really miss out is they're not out there doing it like Surfaced. I feel like they've been on the road for most of this year already. They were out with
We
South.
probably played more shows than them this year.
Do you think?
We did like a 50 day tour,
Right on.
and then we're doing like This one's like 18 days. Luckily, it's routed around us. So like we don't have to take the extra days to travel and shit,
Yeah.
which is amazing. I love that. That's like probably one of my favorite parts about headlining.
They've definitely had quite a few tours because obviously we've checked their page and I've seen, but I think like just due to the fact that like we've had that huge US tour, it's been a little different, but those guys are awesome. I love Surface. Those are like probably the coolest people we've met on tour, some of the funniest kids ever.
Yeah.
And we're not the babies anymore. Like they're way younger than us.
That's what's weird.
We're usually the babies of the tour.
You know, I'm gonna tell you the last time I saw them, they were there's a band here. I don't know if you guys know them called Belushi Speedball. They were having they're like a crossover band, do like a thrash punk kind of thing. So they had May 11th, they did an album release show for for one of their albums, and there was the place they played as headliners. I think
wow. It's not a small venue.
No, its capacity is like 600 or 700.
Yeah.
Surfaced played that show, and JP fucking comes out and he was like a puppet master with the crowd. Dude, do this, and they fucking did it. It was just like holy shit, man. Those guys, they're good, and like you guys, they're out there grinding. I think that's if history tells us anything, that's how bands get anywhere, is to grind, you know?
Yeah.
So the fucking new EP is, dude, it is like heavy and it's really fucking good.
Thank you.
Coming from me, right? I'm just a fucking music lover, but like, what are you guys hearing and what are you guys seeing as far as the response on that?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this EP went. I'd say compared to even like the first one, it's more like I've just been happy with the reception of how people like our writing styles. It's a lot different. We used to have like our like another guitarist that we used to be with, and obviously I've been in the band since the beginning as well. So like for us to have our writing style differentiate, and it's kind of gotten into a little more hardcore elements, more groove styles, and I've been very satisfied that people are really liking that. They're really like messing with the breakdowns and how we've been going about it now, and that's basically it. Like I can't give enough credit to Vendel and Randall as well, because I'm not the only one who writes riffs. I'd say they're more of the techie guys. They give out more of the technical riffs. You know, you can't judge a bass player because he knows how to write too. I'm more of like a rhythm guy. I love the grooves and breakdowns and everything, but we have a great team, and the fact that everybody's loving this EP is like amazing to me. We were very nervous in the beginning about like how we're gonna change it up and how we're gonna make it evolve from the simulation, but try to keep it very MySpace-ish in a way, I'd say.
MySpace, God, I'm fucking old. That like brings back memories.
Yeah, like deathcore is a genre that was invented even in our lifetime. So it's not like there's decades of like influence to build up on. You know, like it started in like I don't know, like proto deathcore, like embodiment in like the 90s, but I mean modern deathcore enjoyers like don't know about that.
Right.
So for us, I mean, we look back on like Oceano's Blood Runs Black, even like non-deathcore bands like Dying Fetus, Necrophagus. And this EP seems like a lot more focused. The simulation was like having fun and just making the most ignorant like riff soup possible. And this one was like more teamwork. We actually sat down with a professional to get this done the way we wanted to, and we're more than happy with it.
Hell yeah. So like, how does that make you feel, right? Taking that step, going from like doing everything yourself to bringing in the professionals and helping hone that sound and bringing in, you know, it feels like new influences and get you to that next like spot.
It feels surreal, to be honest, especially with like with who was right like with us writing the EP, Chris of like Body Snatcher. The fact he was there with us, like, you know, it's just kind of crazy to see like all these people who you would kind of maybe look up to or you listen to a lot, and then they're kind of in that same room with you, helping you guys out on your like basically your EP, and just it's like basically growing these like connections and stuff. It does not seem real to me, at least. It's very insane.
That's fucking cool. That's super fucking cool.
Hmm.
Like, get out of like, this is, to me, this is the shit that dreams are made of, right? Like you go out there, you do it, and you know, one by one, like doors open and windows open, and people are like, oh, like they're fucking good. Like let's do something. Let's grab them and take them on tour, or let's, you know, help them hone that a little better, which is super, you know, obviously it's what everyone kind of strives for, you know? So like what band out there do you guys hope like over the next, let's say 2 years that you get a chance to go out and tour with?
I'm gonna say Harm's Way every time, because like that's literally what got me into like getting into this, because and I don't really know, it's probably Suicide Silence, just because it's like just to be like they're the like almost you would say godfathers low key of the deathcore genre, even though there's probably people before that and everything. But that's what people look to the most. I'd say those would be like an insane tour. Actually, no, saying with Shugabog. I'm sorry. Sorry, Suicide Silence. Saying with Shugabog would be insane.
Yeah, I can't ever say their name, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah, I'd love to go out with Despised Icon, Acacia Strain. At some point, we're gonna cross paths with Dying Fetus.
Yeah.
I know it. And then Suicide Silence. Obviously, like Lorna Shore too. I think like the modern deathcore crowd would like love the simplicity of like our breakdowns, and I mean they care more about the vocals than like old school deathcore enjoyers. So like, you know, uh, I like Lorna Shore. That was like my first ever deathcore show. So it would be cool to go out with them at some point.
That'd be really cool. They were on tour with Rivers and Nile. I don't know. It was a few years ago, probably 6 or 8 years ago. And they played a strip club here. It was called Trixie's. So Trixie's was like struggling, so they started having shows, and Rivers and Nile and Lorna Shore were there. Well, I took my daughter to see that show, and it was before Will. And the funniest damn thing, we're watching the show, and walks these strippers. My daughter's like, Dad, sorry, kid, like just watch the show.
Yeah,
Like,
No, we can do that thing.
that's a crazy story. But yeah, it's
'cause-
crazy to think they're selling out arenas now.
yeah. Yeah,
Time flies.
dude, and again, it's one of those things. It's the right mix of people, which I feel like you guys have right now. You're a good, solid fucking unit, and getting out there and grinding. It's all the elements coming together and just doing it.
Thank you.
So what are you guys doing tonight?
Basically, gonna just enjoy the off day now and just chill out. I think we saw there was a pool in the back, and if it doesn't continue to rain, I think I might want to take a little dip in that. But I'd say, I don't know.
Yeah, just like not playing our instruments. I'm not gonna do vocals. And I mean, we've been sleeping pretty good. So it's not like we're gonna be asleep all night. We'll probably play a few games of pool or something, have a few drinks, and I don't know, maybe go out and get to know the city a little bit. But we'll be out of here in the morning, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like noon or something. But
Oh yeah. What time's check-in tomorrow? Like 2?
I'm not even. Oh,
Loading.
I'm not sure. I
tomorrow?
gotta.
Well, we're not.
about that.
Well, because it's gates to hell, we wouldn't be headline, so we'd probably get there like 4:30. But usually it's always like 3:30. Loading like sound
Yeah.
check at 4:30.
Okay. Yeah.
Regardless, we can have time.
You got plenty of time. You guys can go out to Mag Bar and get totally trashed tonight.
Our drummer's from here. So
Yeah.
he told me all about Magbar and how it's like very like local spot, like not no tourist shit.
No, it's legit like the place, for the locals, it's the place to go. They put on some really good shows. I don't know that they have anything going on tonight, but it's a great fucking dive bar. They just had Magfest last weekend, which is like 4 days of music, and there was probably, I don't know, 30 or 40 bands that played.
30 or 40 bands.
What was this?
Yeah, well, I mean,
Time must have been
it
like
was over.
fucking 5 minutes.
No, it was over 4 days.
Oh, I was
You
gonna
know,
say like no way. In
yeah.
one day.
You could probably do it there if you started, but you would have to start at like 8 or 9 in the morning, and you're right, it would probably be 20 or 30 minute set times in 2 stages.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people would be there in the beginning. It's because people are just gonna be trying to get up or whatever.
I don't know, dude. It's Magbar. Like, history tells us that there's so much cocaine that goes through there that people are always going to be awake for a show at Magbar.
Well,
It's like those 24-hour nightclubs in Berlin
Yeah.
that are just like nonstop.
Yeah. So bars here, I don't know if you guys know a lot. Bars here don't close till 4 in the morning.
We're talking my language now. Where we're from, it's 2.
Oh, right on. Yeah.
Some places in Miami, it's like all day. But sorry, keep cutting.
No, you're good. I grew up in Detroit, and it's 2 in Detroit too. So 4 here is a little different. People tend to party a little, start partying a little later. And then like Derby week, they don't fucking close. They're like open 24/7.
Wow.
It's fucking wild.
Yeah. I want to be here for a Derby week.
Just do one.
Just one.
Yeah. We're all the locals are like, it's Derby week, let's leave.
Yeah. When is that?
Typically the first weekend in May.
Oh, I just missed it. Dang.
Yeah.
We were on tour.
You just have to book next year's tour.
Yeah,
right
we're
around
not.
that.
Yeah, we're not gonna.
all in. We'll just have it all in Kentucky, so we don't miss
Yeah.
Derby week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna play 73 dates all in Kentucky. Oh fuck.
Each town.
So have you guys started writing for the next thing?
I'd say it's more been talks. We have ideas of what we want to do. Like definitely already. We're gonna take probably some of the elements that we love the most on specific songs and put them into the newer stuff. And I'd say it's more ideas and it's more of just trying to evolve what we already have because it's like one of those things where we know we can do so much better. And if we feel that way, it's a good feeling to have, I think.
Yeah. Well, I think that could go either way, right? Like, oh man, we could do so much better. You could look at it like, fuck, we suck, or like, hey, we just got to learn a little more and make it happen. Which is good because it pushes, it'll force you guys to like push boundaries with your knowledge and your sound, which is I feel a lot of people looking for bands that are going to switch it up a little bit, right?
It's definitely what we're trying to do with this. I like the sound that we have. I try to always make sure the power chords are crunchy, make sure the dissonance chords sound scary, make sure 808s are fat. I mean, it's the traditional kind of stuff, but we also like to keep it modern production wise, because obviously you can tell how like buzzy sometimes I feel like an older production of like deathcore stuff can sound. Like the old, like when you look at like old school, like 808s and how like that, like buzz would always get little things like that. It's more modern production on top of it.
Yeah, I think the EP we just dropped was like to make a statement. Like we're here, we're not messing around, and it obviously is just like making what we want and what we like, because this is like the happiest we've ever been with like our own music. And it's just going to continue that way. And I think we're going to stick with like recording with a professional because it's nice to have someone who was in a historic band. It was Chris Whited from Body Snatcher.
Yep.
who was in King Conquer, which was like one of the best MySpace deathcore bands of all time. And like having him drop his influences in there and like mediate any disagreements or, you know, what part should go where, it was great to have him.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's nice to have like an outside source too, right?
Mhm.
Just it's almost like someone who's got a lot of animals in their house. I say this, I got a lot of fucking animals. You know, they don't typically smell the animals in the house. So someone comes in, they're like, oh, what is what is that? They're like, oh, maybe I need to clean a little better. Right.
Because the
Um,
problem of too many cooks in the kitchen is real.
yeah, hundred
But
percent.
having an outside source or someone who has way more years of music experience writing can just be like, yo, stop. Which before we started, we agreed, like, it's totally cool that you do that. It's not like he was like hijacking our creative process. I was like, hey, Chris, you know, I appreciate any influence, any feedback, constructive criticism. Let's get one of the best records ever done. Let's do it.
Hell yeah. Well, it's fucking good. It's solid. It's heavy. Um, do you guys, what kind of physical copies do you guys have of it?
We have 2 vinyl variants and CDs.
Oof. What are the different variants?
One of them's like a clear vinyl with a red splat on it, and then the other one's oxblood.
Okay. Now is the oxblood opaque?
No,
Hmm. Okay.
I don't think so.
It's not clear, is it?
One of them is it. I guess it's more like transparent. Like you can see your hand on the other side of it, but
Oh
it's
yeah.
like black. You know, it's like dark. I don't know. It's not
Okay.
like you can see everything on your hand through the vinyl. It's not. No.
Okay.
Or if that makes it more confusing.
One's white and red, one's black and red.
Well, it's clear.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, one of them's clear. And
Clear
then the other
red.
one's just black and red.
Okay. So the black and red is the oxblood one.
Yep.
All right. I follow you.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
you
you'll get
said,
to see it tomorrow. We
yeah,
still got.
you said oxblood, and I was like, that could be, it could go clear or not clear. Like,
Oh, word. Yeah, no. Yeah.
so when you guys see the Gates to Hell dudes, you should ask them about the Knocked Loose show at Portal.
Oh, did they play that?
Yes.
Gates to Hell played that?
Yeah. It was
I was about to go to that.
yeah, it was X Weapon X, Gates to Hell, Torture, Knocked Loose, and there was one more band, and I don't remember who that fifth band was. Oh, it was Knocked Loose, right? Did I say
No, there
that?
was another opener. I just don't remember it either.
Yeah, I don't remember. That fucking show
Yeah.
was nuts, dude.
You were there? Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I see the Torture shirt and I was like, oh, I remember that show. That was
I got this onto. We were at, where were we? What was it? Was, I don't know what it was, like this like venue where it's under preserving underground.
Pittsburgh.
We were somewhere over there, and there's a record store and shirts like in there's the shirts. And I was going through and I saw it and I just was like, and I just like took it the moment I saw it and I grabbed it. And then it's so funny because then yesterday, like last night, they dropped their pre-order of like new merch. And so I got this in a long sleeve because I was like, yeah, I'm like, you think I'm not gonna get more? Like
yeah.
those guys are fucking insane to me.
That show was it was so nuts. Like, so that venue, that's probably the place to play here right now is Portal. The people that own it are super cool. They've got a really like the backstage area is a really cool space. There's like a tattoo shop, a couple of recording studios, a photo studio. They're getting ready to open a record store back there. And just to see like the energy in that crowd, and of course Knock Loose where they are right now to play this I don't know, 350 cap room.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, there were 350 people there.
They're talking about their
There's way
album
more.
release. This was the album release. Well, I know. I was about to say, look,
No,
way
it
more than
was
350.
not the album release, but it was like a
So the
last
album,
minute. It was like a last minute show that they did.
yeah, we were talking about Portal, and that Knock Loose show. So Knock Loose did the 2 nights at Paris Town Hall.
Yeah.
And then they did that pop-up show at Portal, which was just absolutely insane. Like there were more people there than I think I've ever seen there.
No.
Wow.
Damn.
At Portal?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think didn't they announce that day of or like the
Day
day
before.
before?
Day before,
And
and
I
it,
was in Nashville because
Mm.
I'm about to move there, so I was like hanging out in the yeah.
Good old Nash Vegas.
And I was like, shit, that's only 2.5 hour drive up. I'm like, should we go do that? Nash Vegas, yeah. That's that's what my dad says.
Yeah. I was there. I used to live there probably 25 years ago. And it was
Probably
Nash
way
Vegas
different.
then. Oh, very much so.
Nash
go-
Vegas.
Yeah.
That's like the third Vegas. There's like Vegas, Reno, and then Nashville.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of people from out west moved to Nashville because they opened direct flights between Nashville and LA, and the prices in Nashville were nothing. So people were like, well, shit, it's a 3 or a 4 hour flight. Like, let's
Yeah.
just do it.
Yeah, let me go to another state and make it unlivable for the people that already live there.
Yeah.
What they did to Florida. So yeah, I take
Basically.
it personally.
Yeah. Well, they literally do it like there's a boom in every city. And like so Nashville and Charlotte, I think, came up about the same time.
Yeah.
They right before that started to happen, they were saying Louisville, Nashville, and Charlotte were the next three. So Nashville and Charlotte hit. Louisville's kind of on the come up right now, and as far as like real estate prices, again, making it sometimes unaffordable for some people. That's actually my business, is real estate.
Charlotte's a little ghetto, man. We passed through there on this tour and saw like these crackheads like disputing something like physically outside of our van.
They was going for a round two like 5 minutes after that. That shit was. We got like a post game interview with like the fellow
They were hitting
crackhead and
that
everything.
old school like
That was fucking Popeyes
yeah,
maneuvers
the
and shit.
Popeyes stance.
That's funny. They you'll see that a lot here too, actually. Like if you go out like Portals in what's considered the West End, and a lot of people here are so afraid to go to the West End because it's the not nice area, but it's like, I don't know. I don't ever have a fucking problem going down there.
There's always going to be not nice areas. There's going to be areas nicer than others. It's just you. If you go there, you don't give anybody like the
Gotta be street
mind.
smart,
You just
yeah.
got to be smart. I mean, if you're trying to just stare at people and you're making it obvious that you're uncomfortable, you're kind of inviting that. There's no reason to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
One lives there.
Run me through your setup, dude. What's the stage setup look like?
Okay, so usually I'm on the left side. Obviously, drummer's in the back. Simon's basically everywhere because he's left and right guy.
I move a lot. I step on everyone's feet like
And
all the time.
Randall and Vendel, the other guitarists and our bassists are on the right side because just like Simon is like I move a lot. I like bringing a lot of stage presence. I'm very much like I get influenced by like a lot of even like old new metal bounces and jumps. Like I love like the way like Korn used to go down, but then I also love like traditional how people like normally do headbangs with like deathcore stuff. I like to move around because I like when people see how like active. I like the energy that goes with it.
Yeah.
Plus, it's just fun, man. I love playing that kind of music, and like, even before joining, I used to like practice like how would I play live on stage.
I mean, as far as like stage plot, we have 2 guitars, 1 bass, drummer. He uses triggers, and we have an X16 in-ear monitor.
So all of us are on clicks. I personally like to have like 80% vocal, 10% click, and then 10% of the actual like track. That's like what's best for me. Like I used to do in-ears with only vocal, and like sometimes I was not tight. So now I'm never going
Right on.
back. But
It,
yeah, I mean,
it's funny how like
I
the
think
click
it
track
makes a
can
difference.
really change things, right? You get in there.
It has done a lot with like just breakdowns is like crisp. I mean, like even I don't feel like I personally need in-ears because when we used to play our older stuff that had weird timing, I used to just play it in the back of my head. But just because like I can do it doesn't mean I should do it sometimes. And like the clicks are like it's so crazy how much it does help. That split second, like now is when you play.
Yeah. So what kind of guitar do you play?
I would either use like a Music Man or I have like this really basic shitty like Ibanez guitar. I bought it like it was like a $300 Ibanez guitar, but I put these like Lundgren pickups on that. They bought me for my birthday one time, and I got them. And I love that pick. I think I just because Ibanez is like known for just very punchy, powerful chords, and I love that. I want to get myself an Ibanez Iceman, the 7 string. That's my next. That's my dream guitar. And I have it in the 6 string, but I want to get it in the 7 string, and like that's what I'm gonna change to.
Hell yeah. How far out are you from getting that?
I mean, I could, if I wanted to, honestly, I could buy it right now. But it's just one of those things where I like making sure I have a lot of money left over before I do anything big because they're around like 1,250, which is not impossible. It's not for some guitars like $2,000, $3,000. Not it's not bad. You can maybe find a used one for cheaper, but
Oh yeah, that's not bad at all.
that's like what I like. Our guy Randall, he uses a Music Man and too, and it's like got like this purple greenish like pearlescent design on it, and I get like stuck looking at it almost every time we're live on stage because it's so like majestic looking on stage.
You're like, dude, that's so fucking cool. And everyone's like, what is he doing? Like he's
Just
checking
looking
the
at it,
guitar
I'm
out.
like, why are there sparkles on that thing?
Oh shit, yeah. Simon, what do you like singing through?
SM58. Simple. I used a wireless in Jacksonville first time we played there, and it felt awesome, but it was like too much reverb, and it was clipping at sometimes. So just so simple like SM58. I guess until we start playing like huge arenas. I don't
Well,
know. Opening for Beyonce or some shit. I'll like consider getting a new mic.
Yeah, we got an offer for her. We got an offer last week for her, but we've been sitting.
Yeah, just a little tired going to
Just-
it.
just sitting on it. Sorry, Beyonce. You're too small for us.
Yeah,
That's funny. I don't know, dude. I feel like the Shure, they do really good with their microphones, so those fucking live setups are to have the SM58, the SM57, they're really good solid microphones. And if that's what works for you, shit, why change it?
Yep. Not like Elvis or something. Like I need that old school mic. You actually using a stand with that old school mic. I don't even know what they're called. The one in like what even is that? Like the 1920s or something?
you
Or
get the one
40s?
that has the circle with like the little netting and stuff.
Yeah. One
Uh,
from like Greece,
Hell yeah. Well,
you know.
guys, I know it's your off day. I don't want to keep you all night. So go swimming. Who gives a shit if it's raining? Go get you some drinks. Check out the Mag Bar. Go enjoy your night off.
Sure.
All right.
We'll see you tomorrow.
See you,
Hell
man.
yeah. Have a great night, guys.
Yeah,
You
thanks
too,
for
man.
having
Thank you
us.
so much.
Yeah. See ya.
Yeah.